If we all thought episode 5 was depressing, then we need to prepare tissues for episode 6 because just by watching the preview for episode 6, I have tears in my eyes. In episode 5, there were a few instances of Soo Ho and Yeong Ro, but in the next episode, we will see both of them in extremely heated situations. Yeong Ro first saved Soo Ho, but now the tables have completely shifted. Until now we only saw Yeong Ro's love, but now we will see her anger and hatred. Yeong Ro will actively play part in fighting for the girls of her dorm, and she'll together with Gongmu challenge Soo Ho heads on. In episode 6, we know that the ship that was taking Professor Han to the north has sunk because of the attack, and we are not even sure if Professor is alive or not because he was shot too. Anyways, the whole plan of ANSP higher-ups is now ruined anyway, so they don't care about saving the spies from the north, and that's why instead of saving the 3 agents of north, the ANSP chairman orders to kill them instead. Soo Ho notices something is off and he orders his comrades to slowly go back to the basement of the dorm. But before they could, the ANSP opened fire, and one of Soo Ho's comrade Eung Chul will be badly injured. Soo Ho along with his 2 comrades will go back inside the dorm. Soo Ho would give immediate first aid to his comrade Eung Chul, but little do they know that they won't be safe even inside the dorm, because Gongmu would be free and he would be leading all the girls to the main exit to help them escape. Soo Ho would ask comrade Yeok-chan to go up and get some medical supplies for their injured fellow. When Yeok-chan would go up, he would find the girls escaping together with Gongmu. Their Gongmu and Yeok-chan would fight off, and during the fight, a gunshot will be fired which will cause havoc amongst the girls. Soo Ho would hear the shot and would go up, and both he and Yeok-chan would be able to catch Gongmu and they will get hold of the girls once again. Yeok-chan would be angry at the ANSP for lying to them and injuring their comrade. Yeok-chan would want to kill all the hostages right now, because he's angry and also doesn't think rationally at all, while Soo Ho knows that they need the hostages to save themselves too. Also, Soo Ho can't harm the girls because of Yeong Ro. Yeok-chan and Soo Ho will fight and Soo Ho would shoot Yeok-chan to remind him who the leader is. The next day, the girls would try once again to escape. I think Mrs. P has some blades or some weapons taped to her legs, as we see her taping something to herself before joining the girls as a hostage. Together Mrs. P and the chef will bring down Yeok-chan and get a hold of his gun and would try to confront Soo Ho. But it'll just be one of the many failed attempts because Soo Ho would be able to catch them all once again. This time they'll keep an even stricter hold over the girls so they don't act up and try to leave. During all this, Yeong Ro would end up hurting her hand. Soo Ho would take Yeong Ro away from everyone to treat her hand. This is where Yeong Ro would feel that maybe Soo Ho that she fell for is still alive somewhere within him, so she'll request him to let go of the girls. But Soo Ho will reveal to her that he plans on making her leave. Yeong Ro would be shocked and confused as to why he's doing so. The thing is, Soo Ho's injured fellow must be in critical condition, and he would direly need a professional doctor. That's when Soo Ho will think of striking a deal with the ANSP. Soo Ho would call ANSP and make a deal that he will let go of one girl if they send in a doctor. Soo Ho would use this opportunity to get a doctor for his injured colleague and also let Yeong Ro go so she's safe. Later on, Soo Ho would go back to where all the girls will be and announce that he will be trading one girl with a doctor. That's when we see in the preview all the girls holding their hands and begging for him to let them be part of this trade. But Soo Ho will tell that it's already decided that the girl to leave will be Yeong Ro. Bon-ok would burst out with anger saying that this is unfair as Yeong Ro was the one to be blamed for all this. Bon-ok would cause a whole scene and Yeong Ro wouldn't be able to bear all this. Yeong Ro is disappointed in herself and Yeong Ro also blames herself for saving Soo Ho. So, she'll scream and ask Soo Ho to leave instead. This is where Soo Ho would point a gun at Yeong Ro's head in anger. We will see in Yeong Ro's eyes the hate for Soo Ho, and also hate for herself for trusting him in the past. Yeong Ro would make up her mind that in no way she'll be leaving the dorm alone. Yeong Ro can't leave her fellows all by themselves because she blames herself for all this happening. So, some other girl would become part of the trade and Yeong Ro will continue to stay. Nam Tae-il will take over the charge of the ANSP forces and he will agree to Soo Ho's deal because Tae-il is planning something. Tae-il will be sending his most trustworthy person, who also happens to be his illicit affair, Dr. Kong, inside the dorm as the doctor. But he will advise Dr. Kong to kill all the North spies while she is inside. As a doctor, she has a lot of opportunities to kill the spies by giving them wrong drugs, etc. But as I speculate, Dr. Kong herself is from North Korea, so Tae-il's plan will fail super badly. Tae-il of course cares for Dr. Kong, so he would send in Han-na along with her for the protection of the doctor. Now with Dr. Kong, Han-na, Gongmu, Yeong Ro, Mrs. P, and everyone else together trapped in the dorm with Soo Ho and his comrades. Things are definitely going to get extremely interesting. I don't know how I will wait for a whole week for this episode. Let's discuss and rant in the comments below, you all. Thank you so much for watching until the end. Take care, Snowdrop family. I'll see you soon with the next video.